So I've put off this video for quite a while. I've been faffing and not doing a lot with the channel as of late, which is disappointing. Yes, I know. But then again, I don't have that many subscribers, and those who watch probably don't really care. So yeah, anyway, I am going to talk about the CBT, or compulsory basic training, which you need to do in order to pursue further education or further training in obtaining your motorcycle license. So what is the CBT? The CBT is compulsory basic training. I guess that's what it's called. When I did it, and the place I did it at, we turned up at, I think it was like 9 in the morning, and we did about an hour of classroom lessons about safety, about what to do, what not to do, how important it is to be safe on a motorcycle. I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. What? Okay, lesson interrupted. I need to go and see what that lady, if she's okay, because she looked like she was shitting herself. I don't know what that guy was saying to her, but he obviously looked a bit pissed off. Oh, it's not really up to him to be giving anybody a fucking lecture. Anyway, whilst we make our way over to the lady to see if she's alright, yeah, so my class lasted about an hour, and it was very heavily focused on safety and being safe on the motorcycle. Basically what you need to do in order to be safe: following distances, braking distances, shoulder checks, mirror checks, all sorts of things that, appear, would seem to be common sense when you are driving a car. But a lot of the time on a motorcycle, at least I found in the very beginning, there's a lot going on, and a lot of the time you forget to do certain things. It's simple things like even turning your light signals off, your turning signals off, and things like that. So it was heavily focused on safety, which obviously is important, and it was a great eye-opener for me personally, because I learned a lot in that hour that I wouldn't necessarily have picked up by just riding along and riding with other people, or just on a simple sort of get on the bike and go lesson. Because I know there's some schools just do your CBT, put you on a bike, have you go around a couple of bollards and things like that, and cones, and then that's it. You've got your CBT certificate in 2 hours. No, the place I was with, it took best part of a day to actually get it done. Like I said, a heavy emphasis on health and safety. Then we walked over to the machines, we talked about the motorbikes, we sort of pushed them around for a little bit just to understand how they react under weight, just to get a feel for the weight. Then we started them and started doing some exercises, slalom, slow rides, controlled stops and that kind of stuff, which is all, seems basic, but actually if you live in a city like London, the slow ride is essential, the slalom is essential if you want to filter. It's really important stuff that you need to learn, and also because it's part of your Mod 1 test, you're going to learn it, and you're going to learn it pretty quick if you intend on actually making any progress. So yeah, the day was, I found a very good experience. Obviously, would I recommend it? Is it essential for anybody that wants to ride a motorcycle? Yeah, of course it is, because it's required by law. And would I recommend it to those that don't want to ride motorcycles? Yeah, because it teaches you a lot about safety and also awareness. Because guys, when I got back into my car and started driving, I was checking my mirrors, doing over the shoulder checks, even though I was in the car. So it was just an eye-opener to how many little things, you know, we forget when we're driving a car that actually could save someone's life, and your own. So it is definitely 100% beneficial, even for car drivers to do it, even if they're not really ever going to ride a motorcycle. I guess it is a really, really good training course to attend, just because of the level of knowledge that your instructors give you. You know, these are people that are trained by the DSA, I think. Is it the DSA? Yeah, I believe it is. DSA examiners. So they do this thing day in and day out for a living, and they know what they're talking about. So it's always worth to just open your ears and open your mind to what they have to say, because it's incredible what you might learn. Hiya. Did someone shout at you on the way down from the hill?
They just said something like, oh, I don't know.
But he didn't knock you off or anything like that?
No, don't worry about it. No.
Okay,
No,
right. I
fine.
turned around to make sure you were alright, because
Thank you so much.
he was just doing that, and I was like,
Yeah, it's just a bit weird, but it just passed on, so.
yeah. She's alright. Maybe she swerved out into the road or something, I don't know. And you know, it's just always better to check, because if he'd been bullying her, obviously that's not right. And yeah, whatever, rather than think about it. Like I was saying, CBT, worth doing. Go ahead and do it. It's a great experience. You get to ride a motorcycle for a day, and if you do it, you like it, you know, then go and book your full license course. I guess you're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. The moment you get on that bike, and then you're doing your exercises and things like that, you'll get the hang of it pretty quick, unless you're completely hopeless, which most people aren't. I think I'd like to think most people that go for that kind of for the CBT training do have some previous experience. I did, but not everybody does. I mean, there was a lady on my CBT course who crashed a bike 2-3 times, and they wouldn't let her out on the road. So yeah, I guess fair enough, whatever. She wouldn't go out that day. I did, and I decided there and then that that's what I wanted to do. I was going to get the direct access course booked up and paid for, and that was it. So yeah, things to bear in mind: just listen to the instructors, because if you don't, you know, it could it's a question of life and death, really, because you need to be able to follow instructions. What they'll do on the day, if you do go out on the road, they'll put a radio kit on you. So they'll probably, I think they ride behind you, and you'll usually go out in groups of 2, I believe. I went out in a group of 3 because there wasn't a 4th person, because the lady that was there wasn't allowed to come out with us. So we went out in a group of 3, which is okay, I suppose. I think you can go out in groups of up to 4 people. But I guess for the CBT guys, it's beneficial to just have, you know, 2 guys out first, and it also depends on the number of instructors available. For the most part, I had a good experience. The CBT day was great, and of course I got my certificate, which I was obviously very, very proud of. Pricing wise, I think I paid £110 for my course. I think there was like a 20 quid deposit or something, and that was it. But prices vary. If you go and book, you know, a full direct access course with a reputable riding school, then I'm sure you're likely to get a discount of sorts. They supply the petrol, the bike, the insurance, the helmets are supplied, and the riding gear, except for the boots. So when I did my CBT, I went out and bought a pair of these boots. In fact, I've had them for just under a year now, and they're great boots. I think they're TCX. Just they're kind of like casual shoes, but reinforced and armoured. They're really quite comfy. I try and wear them out as much as I can because it kind of wears them in nicely, and when you're riding a bike it gives you great feedback on the foot pegs. But other than that, just a pair of jeans. If you've got your own motorcycle gear, then wear your motorcycle gear. So yeah, I guess if you have any questions about CBT training, or if you're local to the Marlow area and you're interested in pursuing a motorcycle license, or you're just unsure, or you need just to talk to someone about it and learn more, then just let me know. Just drop a comment in the comment section on the video, and I'll do my best to help you out, point you in the right direction. I know it can be quite daunting at times because you know you don't know where to start. The websites are all a bit confusing. So yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments. Remember, mirror, mirror, shoulder. Go. So in terms of practice, the instructors will have you do sort of, I guess, part of the Mod 1 test, but obviously this is all building up to it, so don't worry too much if you get anything wrong. So you'll be doing slaloms, figure of eights, controlled stops, hazard avoidance, emergency stops, that kind of stuff. It's all very simple. Just remember to dissect each exercise. Don't try and remember everything at once, because at the beginning it can be quite a lot of information to absorb. Just concentrate on being safe and performing the exercise as you should. We're not all born professionals. I mean, some might be, you could argue, I suppose, but just basically take good care of yourself and due care and diligence when you're on a motorcycle, because if you fall off, it's going to bloody hurt. So just take good care of yourself and just enjoy it, because that's what you're there to do. You're there to get your license for a motorcycle, to just enjoy riding a motorcycle. For me personally, that's what riding a motorcycle is about. Just having fun, and it can be a life-changing experience. So CBT is your first port of call to get there and enjoy it. So go out there and have a good time, man. That's all I've got to say. Viva le filtrage! Yeah, this is a thing they're not going to teach you on your CBT. Filtering. I suppose another thing worth mentioning is road positioning. You're going to have them teach you about position 1, 2 and 3, depending on which school you go to. Some of them will offer you more options than that, but I was offered position 1, 2 and 3, which is plenty for me. So position 1 being the leftmost side of the carriage, position 2 is the middle, and position 3 is the rightmost side of the carriage, near the white line. Thank you. So yeah, make sure you learn those and you remember them, because they are important, especially seeing as you're going to be using them when taking corners or turning off at junctions, or turning off into roads, turning left and right. And for general riding, obviously there's advantages to being in those positions in different situations. So just listen to what the instructor tells you and try and absorb as much of the information he has to give you as possible, and you're going to have a good time, just like I am right now.